Hi guys, Wism over here from the Independent View. Welcome back to the channel. This is just a run through of the story mode for Final Fantasy 16. I am giving you just a bit of a heads up in terms of the gameplay playthrough so far. So yeah guys, this is just some of the story elements which was covered in the session 6 of the playthrough. You can catch the previous playthrough down in the description below. And basically what we're going to be doing is just touching on some of the main story points so you can follow through with the playthrough when I go live later this evening. Do look out for later in the day. There will be another post coming out, or another video rather coming out with regards to the playthrough session 7. This one was a bit more story orientated. The next one's a lot more action packed. So I'm basically just going to be going through the basic story elements, and we do feel fit take a look at some of the combat which I captured during the playthrough as well. So without further ado, enjoy the game and I will catch you with the next portion of the story. This was just a little mini quest in the game just to give you guys a bit of a feel of some of the information or some of the side quests that you are participating in during the game. One thing I must admit, I do enjoy the fact that they're just adding that element. However, I must admit that the NPCs and just the general interactions that you have with these characters are not the most well designed, in honesty. I feel like in previous games, I think specifically Final Fantasy VII Remake, the side quest was much more engaging, to put it in lack of a better term. So post doing some side quests, killing beasts, chasing certain creatures, you arrive back at a town, and this is basically where a lot of the homecoming engagements come into play. You basically meet this lady, and she knows who the two of you are, specifically Jill and of course Clive. So my husband was Rodney Murdoch. He was basically the guy that trained you in the I would say the demo version of the game, so the British start of the game when you were a young kid and you were just learning your powers. And this is basically just giving you some backstory about how things have changed over the period of time in Final Fantasy and in the environment, specifically the castle and the royal family that they used to come from. So yeah, guys, I'll just listen through this, get a feel of the story, and understand a bit more of the backstory of where things currently are in terms of the 13 years which has now progressed between the accident that happened at Phoenix Gate.
What is mine is yours.
We should be delighted.
And you have been wandering the world ever since. I can well understand fleeing from those iron blood brutes, but oh, to take to the road at such a tender age.
It wasn't easy, but we survived, and
now we're back. It's wonderful to see you safe and well, Lady Hannah. Do you think you will stay here, in Eastpool? Rosalith still enjoys the Mother Crystal's blessing, does it not? You could always move.
This house holds a lot of memories for me. So long as I can live here in peace, here I shall stay. Not that it matters. The capital is closed to civilians, by order of the Duchess. Or should I say, Her Imperial Majesty. Annabella's marriage to the Emperor of Sambrec heralded a great many changes here.
Yes. Of course.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to...
Please. There is nothing to forgive. Would my mother not make an exception for you and your husband? Surely she would not refuse the Lord Commander.
You haven't heard, then. Rodney passed away on the night of the fire. He never returned from Phoenix Gate.
I'm sorry.
Clive.
My poor child. You look pale. All this traveling must have taken its toll. I insist you rest. We can talk later.
Are you sure you don't want to sleep inside?
I can't. Not after what I did.
Lady Hannah said she would prepare a change of clothes for you in the morning. She really has been very kind.
Years of killing. 13 years without the faintest glimmer of hope. It was only Joshua that kept me going. I swore that I would avenge his death. That I would kill his killer. That was the only thing that gave my life any meaning. But if it was me who killed Joshua and Murdoch and all the others, then why the hell am I still breathing?
I ask myself the same. When I fought, hundreds died. There were so many bodies, so many lives cut short in their prime. That day in Dalmekia, I wanted to join them. I wanted it all to end. I couldn't bear it anymore. If living meant being that, better to be just another body.
I'm sorry.
Do you remember that night on the balcony, when we looked up at the moon? I said a prayer to Metia, and that prayer was answered. You came back to me. The heavens must have a plan for us. We should get some rest.
Right.
Good night, Clive. Sleep well.
Thank you, Lady Hannah. Perhaps now people will not flee at the sight of me.
You look just like Elwyn did when he was your age.
How did you come to have some of my father's old clothes?
So here we finally get a look at Clive in his official new outfit, and as you can see, it looks a whole lot better than the boring armor that he used to wear. And this just carries on from the story about him understanding exactly who he is and the role that he played with regards to being that dominant and the power that he had transforming into Ifrit and of course killing his brother. So this just continues on with that story and him asking questions and trying to understand exactly the role that this plays in his life.
They suit you well. Thank you, Lady Hannah.
Yes, thank you. You've been most kind.
No, I should thank you. It may only have been for a short while, but seeing you again took me back to happier times. Fare you well, my lord and lady.
And you, Lady Hannah.
As you are progressing in the story, this section is basically called the Deadlands, and I'm pretty sure that there is certain aspects that I'll need to come back to for this section. But as you can see, the atmosphere is basically dead. It's just a kind of a segue between your next adventure. However, there is a certain aspect that I found where I came across one of these fallen temples, which is basically where you engage with the history of dominance. So was noticed I checked the map and I just see this little thing on the corner there, so I go check it out. And this is actually a temple that I do find at a bit later stage, hence I'm coming to the conclusion that you actually need to come back in either some form of post-game content or later on in the story. So yeah, as you can see, there was no engagement with this door. It was just kind of dead. So I'm assuming either I don't have that power yet or it's something further in the story.
We won't be able to use any magic here.
Another thing to worry about. As if the absence of ether didn't cause enough problems.
Take away the lad's life force, and problems are all that's left.
I can hardly imagine what this place used to look like before the Blight took it.
I remember. It was beautiful. There it is. Phoenix Gate. Where it all went wrong.
Come on, Clive. It's time to discover the truth.
So this part of the game is basically where you finally making your way back to Phoenix Gate, where to understand exactly the destruction which was caused by you, as you want some answers with respect to what actually happened between you and this mysterious hooded dominant, who is basically also a dominant of fire. So these are just questions that Clive is trying to understand in terms of who he is. How on earth did he actually get that power to transform? As under the rules
I
of
suppose
this
not been
Final
any
Fantasy
cause to
universe,
return here.
there's only one dominant per, I would say, element. So, like you had the
It's
Ifrit
just as
and
I
the
left.
Phoenix, those are two fire elements. So that is what brings him into question to actually discover what and how he was able to have this power. So this is basically just him getting the feel and understanding of, I don't want to say the repercussions, but understand what it is that he did when he transformed into Ifrit, and became that uncontrollable force that
Let's have
caused
a look
all
around.
of this destruction. So yeah, guys, this is basically just looking at how and what he did, hence the name Buried Memories. So yeah, guys, enjoy.
Could I have done this?
Could anyone?
What is it, Torgal? Clive.
That's him. He's the only one who can tell me what happened. I have to know. Where is he?
Nowhere to be seen.
Damn it! He's like a bloody eel.
What is this place, anyway? Some sort of shrine?
Sorry. You've never been here before. This is the Hall of the Gate.
The gate?
It's a relic of the Fallen. Only the Phoenix's dominant can open it.
Hence the castle's name. This was where Joshua was supposed to...
Yes. He would have stepped through this door the next morning and listened to the words of our ancestors.
Would you have gone with him?
No. The apodatory is holy ground. None but the
So this was
dominant may
interesting
enter.
because this is basically the
I
first
and the other
engagement you
shields
get
would have
now
stood
with
guard
this
here and
temple, and this
prayed
is
for my
basically
brother's
where
safe return.
Joshua, the brother you killed, was meant to enter and become his fully
Where the hell did
empowered
he go?
self through some form of tradition. And because you
Perhaps he went
follow the
inside.
Hooded Dominant here, this is
He
basically
could
where
never
the
have.
mission takes place, and
He'd
now
need the
you
power of the
venture in
Phoenix.
to understand exactly the mysteries behind the Dominant and just, well, the Dominant or the Icon forces. And yeah, so it adds a lot more in terms of the story and understanding why Clive is doing this. So that's basically the portion of the game we go into. And yeah, guys, that's basically how things wraps up in terms of session 6. So don't forget to hit that like, subscribe. We are playing through Final Fantasy and many other games here on the Independent View.
Thank you, Joshua.
Are you sure about this?
Nevermore. Another gate. Let's see if this one opens.
hardly call it a ruin. It's perfect. Like it was built yesterday.
Have you ever seen anything like this? Jill?
What do we do?
The usual. More trouble. Sick of Torgal. Don't let them get away.
I don't like this.
This was a really cool fight, kind of like a miniature boss that you face within the game, and I found this one a little bit more challenging than usual, but overall I'm still finding the combat to be fairly easy, so I'm still hoping that the game does pick up a bit more difficult in the future. But as you can see, I don't find much challenge taking down this boss. I mean, you've got your techniques, you've got your skills, so yeah, looking forward to facing a bit more challenging bosses in the future of the game. However, I must admit that the overall design and the interactions and just the overall smoothness of the game is very impressive in terms of just pure enjoyment. If you've checked out my first impressions of this game when it initially got hold of the demo, I basically said it's the Devil May Cry RPG, and I must admit it is a heck of a lot of fun. So yeah guys, enjoy some of these battles and I will catch you on session 7. Cheers.
It's drawing in energy.
Not for long, it isn't. With me. Give them all you've got, boy.
This is our chance.
Keep your distance, boy. Don't let them get away. This time. Give them all you've got. Don't let them get away.
Give me fire!
Keep your distance, boy. Not this time. It's done.
What are these creatures? And why do they keep attacking us?
They're probably asking themselves the same thing. We're the ones trespassing here. They're just protecting their home. Jill, look. All right then.